I've got a place on the other side of the cement wall over there where I've composted 5 cows and 2 horses.
Wow.
You put them in there and cover them with real coarse material, and within a few weeks they're just gone, except for the bones. It's amazing. They say one handful of compost has 5 billion microorganisms in it that break down. Some of them are microscopic and some of them are bigger. But I'd like to get a microscope and see all of them.
Yeah.
It's really amazing. And well, I've got a thermometer I had in this last week. I had a thermometer in the pile there, and it was 160 degrees. So it heats up. Even in the winter, I mean, you come out and none of these piles have snow on them. I mean, there's enough heat in there to...
Wow.
And I'm gonna build a greenhouse. I've got the greenhouse, I just have to reassemble it. And I'm gonna have a coil and compost, and get the heat from that to heat the greenhouse.
Bob collects compost from over 25 different clients each week, including the local schools, supermarket, and from individual homes. For 6 weeks, he cares for the compost, turning it and monitoring the temperature. When it is ready, he sells it back to farms or households.
Based on 165 pounds per tote, I collected 800,000 pounds of food scraps. People I work for, collect for, they're all really happy. I mean, I really appreciate, I like making compost, and they like me taking it from them, and so it's really nice to be doing something that the people appreciate what you're doing, and so I've only gotten positive comments about, especially in Hanover. People approach me and say, "Oh, it's so great what you're doing, taking this and keeping it out of the landfill," and that's the way I feel too.
According to the EPA, Americans throw out more than 25% of the food we prepare, and our country spends approximately $1 billion each year disposing of it. In 2008, about 31 out of the 32 million tons of food waste generated in America was put into landfills. Because there's little oxygen available for the breakdown of organic materials, landfills produce huge quantities of methane, a greenhouse gas 20 times more powerful in trapping heat in the atmosphere than carbon dioxide. And landfills are responsible for 1/3 of all methane emissions in the US.
I think in 5 or 7 years, it's going to be illegal to throw organics into the trash in Vermont.
If Americans composted their food waste instead of throwing it in landfills, we would not only help to reduce the concentration of greenhouse gases in our atmosphere, we would also be working to improve soil health, erosion resistance, and considerably reduce our need for chemicals in agriculture.
It's wonderful stuff. It really is good for the garden. I mean, organic matter, and it's got just about every nutrient that you could ever want. And it was just like an opportunity. I've always loved making compost, and I just thought it would be good fit for me, and I found my niche finally. It took a long time, but